Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Irwin 3016128. This is a 7/16 of an inch Cobalt drill bit is what it is. High-speed steel, but Cobalt. Cobalt. Straight shank, jobber's length drill bit. Typical 7/16 drill bit, except that it's Cobalt, which is going to be a substantially more robust base material for drilling into more exotic items. You know, mild steel, probably black oxide is going to be a really good choice. I prefer higher caliber bits. Cobalt is very exceptional, even for typical work, but you'll get into situations where you're drilling atypical material, of which I'm not an expert, but I know enough about it. I've drilled enough holes to realize that speed, the rotational, the RPM, what you're drilling into it with, and the amount of force you apply all conspire to give you good results, not so good results, awful results. And I find that Cobalt's a good option in all of those scenarios, even though I can't tell you the exact reasons why. Keep the bit cool, let the bit do the work. You've probably heard that. And that's what this is really good at. And when you're in these smaller sizes, 1/2 inch or smaller, they won't necessarily be a reduced shank. So this is 7/16 all the way around. You can kind of tell Cobalt. Well, first of all, it's not black, so about 5.5 inch long, and I will always use a Cobalt bit when I'm drilling a hole that I've got to get right the first time. Again, keep the bit cool, let the bit do the work. Let the bit do the work means, to me, don't push so hard. Just let the bit do the work. And that's what this is. Constructed of M35, 5% Cobalt high-speed steel for super abrasive resistance in tough metals. If you get into the world of safes and vaults, there is a tremendous amount of knowledge really necessary to be able to put together what are you drilling into, what are you using it with, the speed and the amount of force. What are you drilling into it with is what I meant to say. Speed and force that need to all come together for that successful job. When you are needing to get a client, you're going to destructively bypass the safe. You're going to drill a hole so that you can manipulate the 3-wheel combination lock, and then you're going to use I forget the term, a pin that you're going to grind and finish off to repair that safe door. Cobalt is a base material that's used for some of that drilling. Let's switch to the screen view and let me just please show you some additional information. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Let's look at the photographs that we have posted here down below. It's in its packaging. We're going to talk about this 135-degree split point in a moment as well. Showing you the tip. Okay. Extended description information down below. I won't bother reading this to you. But 135-degree split point versus 119 degree or something else. I personally prefer the flatter type of tip to exaggerate it. I find that my cutting area out here gets through the material, starts cutting earlier, and leaves less material after I've basically penetrated all the way through. That small amount of material that's remaining, I've eliminated most of it because I have a flatter point. Now, if you're going to take a piece of 3/8 steel and try to drill a 7/16 hole, you're going to probably want to use a center punch or work up to that. This isn't going to really serve very well as a self-centering bit would. But the wider the flatter bit allows me to evacuate more of that material as I progress through. And if you're drilling into something, I've drilled into sheet metal in the past, only to find, with a hole saw, only to find out there were 2 layers of sheet metal that were there. Once I breached through the first piece, well, you can guess what happened. It seized my 1/2-inch Milwaukee, seized with a 3-inch hole saw, and that was very uncomfortable for my wrists for about a week. What happened? So I like to remove as much of that material as possible, helping an anti-seize sort of concept, at least in my experience. There is the dimensional properties here. The flute length I didn't measure, 4 1/16. There's a product brochure that's here, so let's copy this part number. Click on product brochure and then do a find function, and you'll find it here in a table with other sister products, meaning the other sizes from 1/16 up to 1/2 inch. Gives you the dimensional properties. It's carded item, meaning if you want it to look like this item, or if you want it in bulk. Bulk is likely to be less expensive, but less appropriate for a retail display. You can also see that it is included in a 316015, etc., in complete kits as well. You might just want to buy individual pieces. You might want an entire kit where it comes in, which would be this 15-piece kit here, 31605. Okay. Now there is a reference guide that's here. The first 3 pages really it's really a drill and tap guide, meaning if you want to drill if you want to drill and tap a 1/4-inch hole, a quarter 20, this document will tell you, the size of the drill bit you need to have, along with what tap you would use. Well, if you're doing 1/4 20, you obviously know that you need a 1/4 20 tap. The size of the hole that you would be drilling is another reason you would frankly use this document. Outside of that, well, I realize I didn't answer the question. If you're going to tap a 1/4 20 hole, national course, you're going to use a number 7 bit. You go to the home improvement store, it's going to be packaged with a 13/64 drill bit typically. A number 7 is the better size to use. Numbered drill bits are much finer in terms of their increment. I definitely own a wire, it's called a wire size, a numbered size drill index. The last page is a guide in terms of what we were talking about earlier. The speed, the amount of force, how to calculate surface feet per minute so that you have a better idea of what and how to go about drilling something. I'm aware that there's technical data published in the world about that, so you'd want to investigate that and be better off determined exactly if you're drilling into something exotic like a safe, what speed, what to use, and at what force. Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.